but I wasn't gonna wait. I was just hitting the live button. Oh, I think that's the microphone.
April?
What's what?
Baseball season? It's April?
April 1st. We're 2 sleeps away from the start of Royals baseball.
Oh, spring training? Or
Yeah,
whatever.
first game. Ooh. Yeah, we did just roll out of bed, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Mm.
I still gotta make my. So yesterday
Here, how about this? Bring the stuff to your table. Bring the stuff to the table. That way you can leave it at the table.
You want me to leave milk at the table?
No, you don't want to leave milk at the table.
Yeah.
And then people can see how the heck you make your coffee.
Yeah, I guess.
How you fancy up your coffee.
Maybe for the second coffee.
I see you, one YouTube viewer. I don't know who you are, but you haven't commented yet.
I bet I know who it is. Is it Raj? Oh, so yesterday I was looking at openings. If I was a barista on campus, there aren't any openings. But
Yeah, you didn't tweet it yesterday. Here, check this out.
We go to this camera. Oh, you were behind me.
never had me through that you say. You got that song in my head.
Wasn't me. It wasn't me. I didn't get no song stuck in your head.
That's one of those songs that like you remember you were 5, but you don't realize what it meant until 10 years later. Well, I did.
That's a pretty funny tweet. Sam's getting some Casey Joe's. Raj, good morning, good sir. I love the new profile picture. This guy's changing up. Look at that fanciness.
What was the
That photo.
What was the funny tweet?
Clean look. Oh, I guess he got a new credit card, and he called Oklahoma Joe or Casey Joe's as soon as they opened, and he said, "I got ordered to run up." I love doing that, like paying off the credit card bill, or like getting like $20 in a birthday card, or like a gift card, or you have like $25 gift card to go somewhere to eat, and you can just run it up that one time.
Yeah, I had a well, I don't know how much you can run up, $25, but
What's the most, Raj? What's the most you've run up on a check, on like a food check before? I think I spent like $60 or $70 on Domino's one
I
night.
feel like if Raj eats out, he eats good. So
Springer, this is good. Food guys are in here. Springer,
the food guys.
give us a time where you have like ran up a check at like a fast food place or like a pizza place.
Burrito King.
Burrito
That's mine.
Day, yeah. So when did you run up a check there?
I mean,
What
I
did you pay,
guess-
like $30?
Okay, so we're saying $30.
I'm saying, all right. So one time,
Just on myself.
so the first, yes, just on yourself. We're like with a group of people. Where it was your money or it was money that was gifted to you.
Yeah,
Maybe
yeah.
you had a gift card, $100 gift card to somewhere to eat. So like for me, I had one $100 debit card or prepaid card for my work. And so I planned to use it on New Year's Eve. And so New Year's Eve, I dropped like $70 on Domino's. And it was
Wow.
like pizzas, wings, the sides, desserts. Springer, he saw a guy drop $70 at Chipotle. Raj spent $160 at a Spanish restaurant in Queens. That's living it up, baby.
Wow.
I love that. I love being able to go into a restaurant or a food establishment and just ball out. Because you know how many times have we gone to the grocery store where we're just like, man.
And we do ball out, and then I go and get food somewhere else.
We just get all the food.
Oh, I have it on my lap. I put it on my lap.
Are you talking at your lap today?
No, I was getting the laptop.
I've never been to Capitol Grill before.
Capitol Grill. I look like a dingus. Yeah, was that where you guys were at? I saw the picture again on Facebook, but I thought it was funny, Raj, because our friend Abhishek was taking a video of everyone, and then he puts it on Raj, and Raj's like, "No abs, no."
No, I'll let Raj on that one. Hell no.
With
Don't be
the
taking
flash.
videos of me.
It was a nice restaurant. They had this wine thing in the middle. It was like a wine container in the middle.
You mean like, not like a wine bottle, but something with
Not a
but
bottle.
a container with wine in it.
What is that thing when it's whiskey? They have it, a whiskey color.
Like a whiskey glass.
Oh wow, Sai paid. What did Sai do?
I'm with you, Raj. I don't know why people have to take the phonies before the food. I never understood that concept.
Yeah.
Just to show.
Yeah, I
everyone
usually
what
go
you're
straight to eat, and if it's a nice dinner, I'm a little, it's like, hey, we gotta take a picture first. I just want to go dig in. Like with New Year's Eve, I had my knife and fork in a picture. I look like a dingus.
eating. Yeah, I don't need people knowing where I'm eating my food at
Yeah,
or what I'm eating.
Because then someone takes a picture and maybe you're wearing a chain, and then everyone sees that, and then someone calls you New Year, and well, that's just whatever it is.
You are funny, man. Look at you. My
I just-
light bulb just clicked over here.
It's just because I'm just rolling out of bed. I look like a blueberry. Lily said carafe, whatever that means.
That's the thing I think with the whiskey. The
Oh,
your whiskey
A
glass.
carafe.
A carafe.
I said carafe. Good morning, Mrs. Martin.
Good morning, Mrs. Martin.
We hope it's getting warmer.
We saw the snow is not stopping you from selling them houses. I saw that.
Mm.
That's great. Keep the grind going. Keep selling those houses. We're gonna need one of them one day.
One day.
When the parents kick us out of fishing. No, I'm kidding. Dude, I do have family in I do got family in Texas though. I would be
You do?
a place to go move.
You know,
Texas and
I have-
California.
A family member in Dallas.
Yeah, that's family. That's the count.
It's like it's my grandma's second cousin. I'm not even
but
kidding.
it's that. But it's down
Because you
there.
know, with us, they know like there's one person, there's two person. Renee wants us to Google carafe.
Well, I did. I actually just did that. It's an open-topped glass flask, typically used for serving wine or water. Oh, hang on. I think we actually have one of those in our
What?
pantry. Yeah, I bought it for lemonade and Kool-Aid in the spring, in the fall.
No, I don't think that's it because you got that from Target.
Yeah, but still,
I feel like
Target has everything.
I know, but I feel like a carafe is like that's called a pitcher.
Anchor Hawking.
I would call that a pitcher.
The only thing it says it's not used for is hot liquids.
If we're moving to Texas, we got an agent.
We could put our stuff in there.
No, but I'm pretty sure that's a pitcher. That's not a carafe. Whatever a carafe is.
It's got a cool symbol. I think this is a carafe.
It is a cool pitcher. You know what?
It's a full liter.
Let's use that more.
Yeah, we can. All right. Nobody was drinking the Kool-Aid or lemonade when I was making it.
Isn't that a saying?
What?
Drinking out of the Kool-Aid?
Yeah, drinking the Devil's Kool-Aid, drinking the red, or like when Chiefs fans are just buying, like when you're back in the day when we were just like on hope for the Chiefs and we were losing hope.
We're drinking out of the Kool-Aid.
We're drinking the red Kool-Aid. Thank you, Raj. Thank you. We have a.
So you're saying you can get carafes from Target?
Yes, you can get it. You can get it just about anywhere. You can get them from the carafe store. Oh wait, there's no such thing as carafe store.
Lily
because they're
said I
sold
look like
everywhere.
the blueberry girl from Willy Wonka.
Viola.
Viola.
Yeah, Viola. Viola, you're turning violet. Viola.
You don't pronounce the E. I'm over here saying carafe. No one is. Thank you, Mrs. Martin. Carafe.
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 It's like giraffe. But
Giraffe.
it's carafe.
But it's the carafe.
Hi, waiter. Can I have a carafe, please?
Say carafe like giraffe.
Oh, carafe.
they get really annoyed at us when we mispronounce things.
Yeah. Oh, carafe. Well, I like carafe a little better, but
Rainforest carafe.
what?
Rainforest carafe.
Uh,
No, so out of all the news headlines that came out yesterday, which one was just took you a step back a little bit? A lot happened.
I can't
today.
remember.
We were sending tweets back and forth yesterday. Our Twitter conversation was
Raj,
the news just kept happening. Oh, there was just breaking news from each tweet.
There was. Well, let's see what we can talk.
It started out with It started out with you talking about the NCAA tournament's new replacement rule. Then we talked about Russell Wilson as about him telling the Seahawks that he wants to play in Seattle, but as trade would consider here are the teams that he gave them: it's Cowboys, Saints, Raiders, and Bears.
Yeah, that was kind of crazy.
A lot of things were just happening yesterday. And we had the Golden Globes this weekend. We were talking nominations this morning.
I didn't know Golden Globes is Sunday, so.
My mom liked the Violet joke. Wow, we went from like 10 viewers to 3 in a snap of an eye.
Wow, we're boring. Do you know Hootie and the Blowfish?
Yes,
Well, Post Malone covered one of their songs.
we did indeed.
Only Wanna Be With You. Oh, you know that?
Oh, yeah. For Pokemon?
I don't know.
No, I think that's what it was for. That's why it was just so weird.
Pokemon Day.
Hootie and the Blowfish, they were the ones that
I just know my mom.
they had a song that came on your Apple iPod for free.
I thought
One
that
of the
was
three
U2.
Huh?
Did a
You
U2
two
have the
did, and then
album?
there was a Hootie and the Blowfish, and then there was a piano song that you got from the Apple library for free. Mom says that Post Malone sounds good. She said the kids will love it. I haven't even listened to the song yet.
Posty. She's the cool mom.
Okay, Armand, I think this is a. Oh wait, no, we were talking MVPs yesterday, not this. I was gonna say though, did you see Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars collabed on an album together? They're gonna be dropping an album next week,
What?
I believe. Hold on.
Whoa!
Make sure I got that right. Sam sent me the Instagram message. Bruno Mars and Anderson .Paak with special guest host Bootsy Collins. Next Friday. Yep.
What is it? What is
Our
it
first
dropping?
song drops next Friday from the album.
Oh, it's a song.
Yes, but they've said that there's an album. That's gonna be an album.
That will be.
That's gonna be
That's
the album
gonna
of the
be
summer.
I don't know. I'll be dancing though.
Oh, there we go. Good morning, Mr. Martin.
Good morning.
We have now gotten the good mornings from the Watsons.
Mm-hmm.
There was Champions League Wednesday. Yeah, what even did happen in the
Champions League Wednesday. I don't know.
Real Madrid won, and Man City won 2-0. So yeah, Gladbach didn't even put up a fight.
Yeah, I guess I saw. My dad was asking who played, and I mentioned them. I'm like, yeah, a team called Mönchengladbach. He corrected me. However, he said it how they were stated in Iran, so I don't know how correct it was, how it's said here. But I guess they're a historic team. I guess people know Mönchengladbach. It was something like that. But my dad knew of them, so I don't know if they're how
He was
historic
teaching
they
you how to
are.
pronounce it the right way.
I guess, yeah.
No, but I guess Pokemon 25 he's headlining their virtual concert
Huh.
on Saturday. But yeah, so it's more than just that. It's more than just the song.
And it was like April, May, Post Malone and some people covered a lot of Nirvana songs.
He is a cover. He's done covers before.
I think
He's a cover artist. He's a cover
talented
king.
artist.
He's like a cornerback. He's a cover king. If he were to play a position in the NFL, it's going to be corner. Okay, maybe not looking at his physique. That's not the first thing that you get. I was just doing the cover reference there.
I do like covers. I'm a big cover guy.
We love blanket covers. We love covering the spreads. We love
Music covers.
we like covering our faces during scary movies.
Yeah. Okay, Rajat, you were wait. Oh, he had 5 questions, but it was sporadic. Is Michigan a favorite to be a 1 seed? You want to get to Rajat's questions?
Yeah.
Is Michigan a favorite to be a 1 seed? I think if they can if they can lose no more than 1 game, then yeah. Because it seems like now people are trying to. I would actually put them as a bridge between Gonzaga and Baylor and everyone else. That's my opinion. I'm not ready to include anyone with Gonzaga and Baylor because I think I've said this day in, day out. You either avoid Gonzaga and Baylor or you are Gonzaga and Baylor. And that's how you win the NCAA tournament. But now Michigan is kind of in between Gonzaga and Baylor in the field.
Is he saying like just number 1 seed in the bracket, or is
Yeah.
he talking about like the
Not overall.
number 1?
No, just be a 1 seed.
Oh yeah.
And I think they probably will get that 1 seed.
I think they'll lock it up. Big
But
Ten.
I think that means that fourth group is the group to be in. Because then your 1 seed is neither Gonzaga, Baylor, or Michigan.
Michigan lose yesterday to Iowa.
No, they won.
played Iowa, and then they play Illinois next week
And they just beat Ohio State. So,
on Tuesday.
So they're
That's going to be a big game. It's going to be a big
Yeah.
telling game. So if they get past Illinois, yeah, I think they get.
but they already got past Ohio State. They already got past Iowa. So they are the
If a
favorite.
Big Ten team makes, if there's a Big Ten team that is the number 1 seed, it's Michigan.
And there will be one or maybe two. Who knows?
Now-
Is Utah the favorite in the West? It looks like it. Looks like they're the favorite to win the 1 seed in the regular season.
Ma'am,
Renee just threw that out there.
ma'am, this is Coffee's on, not Kelly's Blue Book.
Kelly's Blue Book. Maybe that's what we begin. Maybe we're just a marketplace. Huh?
Marketplace.
Maybe we're just.
I could sell you an SUV, $5,000. I have to make a profit on it. You double.
Okay,
Oh, but sorry.
Kelly.
I think-
you think Utah favorite in the West? I think they'll get that 1 seed.
I think that we could see a battle of big men in the NBA Finals before we see the Utah Jazz win the West. How about that? Or stay at the top of the West.
Remember, he said the favorite in the West. So I take that question a different way. I take that as end of regular season, they'll be the 1 seed.
Oh no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think they will be. No,
Oh, you don't think they will?
no, I don't think they will be. It's still a long season.
Could we see a battle of big men in the NBA Finals? What are you thinking? Embiid and AD?
NBA AD or AB and Rudy. NBA.
Embiid and Rudy.
No,
Or
that's right.
Or
No,
does Giannis get in? I don't know.
No, I think your Eastern champion is going to be the 76ers or the Nets. I don't think.
I think so too. I think that's the. But here's the thing about the NBA season: we're not even halfway, so a lot can happen, and we know that. A lot can happen with the MVP race. It can happen with the leaderboard, and it can happen looking into the playoffs. I think the East is a little more competitive. In the West, it's going to depend on.
Competitive?
What I mean is maybe a little more confusing of who will go in. You're saying you really think it's either 76ers Nets? There's no split chance? Yeah, I would agree with you, 76ers Nets, but there's so much season. What if the Celtics figure something out?
Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you. There's so much season, but the Jazz are already the favorites to win the West. How can you say the Jazz are the favorites
Because
to win
they
the West?
say the second half of their season is really easy.
Who
they're-
says? Who's they?
ESPN.
ESPN said that?
Yeah, the second half of the season is really easy. And two, they're already, what's their record? 25-1. They have single-digit losses. They've won by 20 points multiple times. They're playing good as a team. I'm not saying they're going to the finals. I'm just saying they're going to be the 1 seed.
Right.
And I don't think anyone else, I don't think your team is mad about that. Because all your main player cares is being 1 when it's all said and done.
Yeah, we just want to get in the dance.
He could care less where he's at 1, 2, 3, or 4. He's been them all.
Yeah, Lakers are definitely not a regular season team, but you don't think the Clippers pose a threat to the Jazz as much later down the season?
We'll see.
Let's see who does have the toughest NBA schedules post All
They
Star
say
break.
Mavericks are going to have that tough second half, and they need to, if they want to get into the playoffs, then you do some things.
You ever heard of Tankathon.com?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. I'm not down yet. So the Jazz,
They do some.
but
cool
also
things with the
Brooklyn.
draft.
Isn't that kind of crazy? Brooklyn and Jazz are the 2 easiest schedules remaining in the NBA. Lakers have the 5th toughest. That's all right. That's just gonna build them up. That just builds character. But on the question of are we gonna see a big man in NBA Finals, I think so. Just because a big man versus big man type NBA Finals, because looking at a team, I guess the Nets really don't have a true traditional big man. They just have. You're gonna get the battle of the 4s between KD or
The Nets are
Giannis
just
against.
the Nets are just they define the basic principle of basketball, and that's scoring more points than the other team. That's what the Nets are going to do.
That's their goal.
And I mean, with the West, we'll see if there's characters wake up. What if Portland does something? You know, what if they can cause some damage? What about you mentioned Clippers, Lakers are always there. So when I was talking about competitiveness, I think for the West we might see a little more competitiveness if, depending on AD's health after a month, right? They're re-evaluating him in a month. It's not that he'll be bad, right? They're re-evaluating. So we'll see where they're at.
This is now a good time. This is now a better time than ever for teams to take advantage of the Lakers being weak and kind of starting to climb over to them in the standings. Who knows? Lakers might fall to the 6th or 7th seed.
I don't think
When's
so.
All-Star break? Next week? Not by next
Isn't
week.
it March this time?
Yeah, that's next week. Yeah, I know.
Yay! I guess Selection Sunday's coming up.
It is coming up, yep. And the Big 12 tournament starts in 2 weeks. Next week is the Baylor makeup week. That's what I'm calling it. I'm calling it Baylor's makeup week.
KU plays UTEP. They added a game
Yep, yeah. They added, yep. They did
next
that.
week.
And that should be an easy game for them. Like we said, that's just hopefully that's just a practice game.
So we got Golden Globe next week. I mean, we got Golden Globe on Sunday.
That's kicking us off. We got Royals baseball.
We got a week. And then we go to the next week, and that's when the Big 12 tournament will start. And then 2 weeks from Sunday, from this Sunday, is Selection Sunday, I think.
Yes.
Terrell's
Good run after
birthday
conference
is in a
tournaments.
week.
That's next week actually.
And then 7 days.
7 days.
And then the Oscar nominees we found out come out after Selection Sunday.
Man, so Monday selection then. We get Monday selections.
Well, that would be, Monday selection is for
Oscars.
Oscars.
Royals play at 2:05 on Sunday, February the 28th. They're actually playing. They're opening up their spring training against the team that they're going to be opening up the regular season against. Interesting. I don't know how many we'll get on TV this year, but hopefully we'll get some. I'm looking forward to watching some of the young prospects. Quick, what was the first scary movie you watched as a kid that made you scared of scary movies? Mine was The Ring. You saying 7 days just gave me
I
a
feel like
flashback.
I was always scared of scary movies. What's a movie I watched? Well, I got scared from every movie.
I love Twitter. Biden before the election. Michael Scott with all the kids. Biden after the election. Michael Scott went to go visit his Scott's tots. That was one of the most cringe-worthy things I saw on television. Michael Scott. Scott's tots. You looking up the scary movie that you watched
No.
as a kid?
There's something about Champions League
Oh,
that we didn't. Oh, Bennett, my friend Bennett is in the chat.
yeah. What's
How do I get a top fan icon?
Oh, you gotta show up more than once, Bennett.
Yeah, you got to show more than once. Come on. You want to be a top fan?
Gotta ask Raj that question. Or Lily or Renee. I didn't even know we had a.
Well, remember, we get top fans on Facebook
Yeah.
if you comment a lot on the Facebook. So, Bennett, what's some questions you got? You got some questions for the experts?
If not, Armand's just gonna talk about his scary movie experience from when he was a child. He still hasn't given me an answer.
I said I don't because I didn't watch a lot of scary movies. Why are you looking at it like that?
I know, but don't you guys? I feel like there's one movie that tells you like or exposes you to scary movies. Like you didn't just weren't born and were like, I'm scared of scary movies. You had to come across one. Yeah, or even just like a scene from a movie.
Okay. You remember that time in SpongeBob where they have that basket with the little jar with the bee?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That scared me. That's what started it off.
You mean with the worm that grows into a butterfly?
But it's not a butterfly. It becomes like a wasp.
Giant wasp episode.
Yeah, but I don't
like
want to
that
see
one.
it. Hey, we're getting some questions. You know what I'm talking about? You remember that scene?
The grapefruit fly. That's what got Armand. The grapefruit fly. That's awesome. What are some of the questions?
Mr. Marco, where do you think Russell Wilson is headed?
Yeah. Wouldn't you want to say like Oakland just for the fun of it? No, not Oakland. Chicago. No, not Chicago. Chicago doesn't have an offense.
I think he stays. I don't think he leaves. I think he stays. If he leaves, that'll be crazy.
in Seattle.
Is there something that you would say has happened that's crazier?
Goes to Oakland because that means Oakland has what draft? Who has the most draft capital? Oakland Cowboys. Maybe Cowboys. Seen them in the Cowboys colors. Staying in the NFC, going to America's team. America's team. Boys are back. That would be the craziest thing actually, because then what happens to Dak Prescott? Where does he go after that?
If he goes to Seattle,
Great question, Bennett. This is great.
Deshaun Watson, where is he going?
Can't Panthers, baby. I'm on board for Carolina. I've been on the Carolina board for the Carolina board train. Been on the Carolina train for a couple of weeks. I froze up on my word there.
No, I froze.
It's like when
I
you're,
froze
it's like
up.
I was driving at 100 miles per hour and hit the brakes.
He said Deshaun, and I know I said Deshaun Watson. I was thinking Deshaun Jackson this whole time in my head.
Oh, it's because he spelled it like Deshaun Jackson. He didn't get the H.
Oh, okay.
That's all right though.
It's fine. He's not the best at
He
spelling.
should come to the Chiefs though.
No. No.
Deshaun Jackson, yeah.
No. Tag and trade for Dak and Wilson.
Raj, that's not a bad idea. That's not bad at all.
No.
Because right there, then a team that's not making a full commitment to Dak Prescott, they're only making that. Seattle would just be making that yearly commitment, and then they could extend them if they wanted to. So yeah, Rod, that's a good one. That's a good answer, Rod. Good take. Sam
Do
Howell's
the
is great.
Bears draft? Listen, Bennett, I know you think I have all the answers, but I don't have all the answers. Do the Bears draft Justin Fields?
No, but if Mac Jones falls to them, then that's a possibility. Bears would have to trade up, but if a quarterback falls to them, don't be surprised. 'Cause I think I seen one mock draft yesterday where Mac Jones went to him. What are you smiling?
No, I'm just smiling. You know, all my friends are just we're just all here, and I'm just getting happy.
Where does JJ Watt sign him on? Him and Patrick Mahomes are having a Twitter conversation with them.
Good guy, good player. He'll wear some good colors, but it won't be red. Sam, I don't know much about the Zach Wilson hype, but I guess they're trying to compare him to Mahomes. So I think it's a lot of things of, hey, this is the next Mahomes. This could be the next Mahomes.
I'll let you know when we honestly
But-
can't. The experts are the only ones who can say something because we haven't seen any tape except for college film. It all comes down to the NFL Combine. NFL Combine.
Yeah.
I don't think it would be called the Jordan Love effect. I think it's the Patrick Mahomes effect. He was the first quarterback to sit behind a quarterback and then go win the MVP the next year.
Okay, Chiefs changes. We talk about it once a week. What are some Chiefs changes? I feel like you have your obvious. Make sure your $500 million investment becomes an investment and not just a payment. So get that offensive line. I know we're getting the 3 people back.
To not get embarrassed next year. They were only embarrassed in one game, and it was the Super Bowl. But I like the confidence that they're going to be back. How do they not get embarrassed in the Super Bowl 56? All comes down to just investing in an offensive line.
I think the big thing's offensive line.
Okay.
And looking forward, looking ahead is getting a second or third wide receiver, like getting one more wide receiver. Doesn't have to be elite, but someone who is hopefully a little taller. You know, I want someone over 6'2". That's
Yeah.
one. Sorry, what were you saying?
No. Keep going.
Well, that's kind of what I was saying. And then make sure the defense is.
Do you have a
No
number two? Do
worse
you have a wide
than
receiver in
mediocre.
mind, possibly?
We'll see how free agency goes because that's going to happen before the draft. And if we don't do anything in free agency, then my odds are going to be all on the draft.
Remember, free agency also, we're dealing with
We'll see. Corey Davis is a guy. Who knows?
we're dealing with a cap space this year where, you know, a player like Allen Robinson Bennett that you just mentioned in KC, he's probably going to be. There's probably out of all the receivers that are going to be free agents this year, I can only see 2 or 3 that are actually going to get top contracts. Contracts where they get the value that they're deserved. Because a person like Allen Robinson, I don't think is going to settle for a 1-year contract and wait till next year's cap space to go up. I think there's going to be a team out there that gives him what he wants because he is the number one wide receiver free agent this offseason.
I don't
think
he'll come to Kansas City.
No, I don't think he will either. Kansas City's going to, if anything, Kansas City should be going, if they're going to be making a big signing, they need to go after someone either on the defensive line or someone on the offensive line that's worth signing that contract for. Now, they could also go another route, but your question was what changes do the Chiefs need to do in the offseason to not get embarrassed next year?
Mm-hmm.
And that, for me, is rebuilding that offensive line. Now, a guy by the name of Isaiah Wilson, excuse me,
The Titans guy?
is going to be the Titans guy. He's asking for a trade out of Tennessee. Tennessee thought that they were getting this first round offensive lineman out of Georgia that was going to be elite. The guy only started one game this season, and he ended up being a player that the Titans were like, this was not the guy that we scouted. This wasn't the guy we scouted at all. And so if Brett Veach can get in his negotiation skills, because we know the Chiefs love a player with a broken character that they can build up. You know, the Chiefs love those players that don't like the environment, that they don't want to play football for the Tennessee Titans. That's fine. Go play football for the Kansas City Chiefs. We'll take care of it. So he's a first round tackle that is still fresh, hasn't even had a full rookie season. So you can go out and trade for him. You can, like you said, restructure Mahomes' contract where you're putting more money in the back end years once again. A daring thing. ESPN Plus released an article yesterday on daring moves at the NFL or for each NFL team, and the writer had them cutting Mitchell Schwartz and Eric Fisher. I say go ahead and just cut Eric Fisher, trade Mitchell Schwartz, and see what you can get for him. Because Eric Fisher won't be able to play this season at all with his torn Achilles. Mitchell Schwartz, we don't know what he's going to be like. If he's 80%, though, that's still healthy enough for the offensive line. But if you can get some capital for him, I think he's on the wrong age of 30 right now. So I wouldn't mind seeing that happen. But that's if they can secure a young offensive tackle like Isaiah from Tennessee. But that's just me. If I was going to say the Chiefs should make a daring move, my daring move would be trade Frank Clark or Chris Jones. And that right there is daring. I don't think the Chiefs should.
That is daring.
But that's more daring than doing kind of like the obvious thing with the offensive line. But
And one thing I want to say, Benny, you're right. Every player doesn't want to ring. We saw that with LaShawn McCoy, Terrell Suggs, and then Le'Veon Bell tried to do the same thing. And the Chiefs, for I don't know how long, but it's looking like they're going to be that team that, you want a ring? Why don't you come to the Chiefs? Well, on the other side, if the Chiefs keep doing that, we're going to get 31, 32-year-old players who were really good 5 years ago, who were elite 5 years ago. I'm sure they're still good right now, but it's nice that we're helping them to get a ring. But right now, we got to see how much are they helping us. Because just like you said we got embarrassed. So are these people going to help us not get embarrassed next time? And that should be the goal. And I don't think the way to fix that is getting a guy who just wants a ring and is going to retire 2 years later. But we'll see. Marvin Jones, I'd say it's kind of like the same thing with a Robinson. A top receiver. Marvin Jones is probably not number one, but one of the top free agent receivers.
yeah, he's a guy that I think you could go get on a 1-year contract.
My thing is if we're getting a top available person.
receiver.
No, I'm saying if I want a top person, I don't want to get a top receiver. I want the top offensive line.
Right.
It's all about protecting your investment.
Yeah, I know. I understand. I
Raj has a trade.
Yeah, Chiefs sent a fourth and Damian Williams to the Titans. I honestly think they should just cut Damian Williams and save the $2.5 million that you can get by cutting him. I don't know if the Titans would accept that.
Yeah, because
Accept the fourth and a running back for a tackle for a tackle that they drafted in the first round. But you know what? They already came and admitted that he wasn't the guy that they thought he was when they scouted him last year. I'm thinking more maybe you could possibly trade an 80% Mitchell Schwartz and maybe a fourth rounder or a third rounder. That way they're still getting a tackle who you know what you're getting out of at the same time, and you're still getting a draft pick with it. I don't know. There's a lot. I mean, I'm like we say all the time, we're glad we're not the ones making the decisions. I'm not too far-fetched on the idea of signing a receiver, though.
I'm not saying not. when are we going to put all of that money? And who knows? Maybe for some reason
We got to
Marvin
see how
Jones
much money there is to play with right now because the Chiefs are still negatives. in
and
the
look
cap.
at what we have and look at the different position areas of what we have and where are we not good?
Yeah.
Because we're good, we're at some, we're great at some, we're average at others. Where are we not good?
Maybe you take your friend Bennett mentioned about every player wanting a ring. What if the Chiefs signed an AJ Green, 33 years old? Maybe he signs a 1 year, $4 or $5 million contract, heavy bonus, and he gets to be on a team that he could help win a Super Bowl with. Maybe it's a 38-year-old Larry Fitzgerald who comes and plays for the league minimum. I know he's not. I know he wouldn't probably be your number 2 receiver, and that's what we're wanting is a number 2. But that's why I like Marvin Jones as well. I mean, he was on an $8 million contract this past year. He's 31 years old. Maybe he's a guy that you look at as he's already gotten his check, and you can give him a 1 year contract, and he can come ring chasing with us or with the Chiefs.
What's your feeling on Hardman?
Hell, maybe you get a John Ross, undersell him because he really didn't have a rookie season. A good career as far as his rookie contract terms. What? Sorry,
Hardman.
Hardman.
Because I feel like some people might be done with him. I'm not. I
I'm
think
not
you
done
still utilize him.
What was this, year 2 for him?
Yeah.
You at least use him until the rookie contract's up. We need a strong core. Yep. A good quarterback will make a good receiver. Ben. Yeah, you're right. And Aaron Rodgers proved that.
There you go. You're sounding like your friend Armand. We can find on these other receivers, but get that offensive line. I think that's what it means. What do the Chiefs need on D besides me to suit up?
They need.
They need to not get worse. That's what I'll say. So if you're going to trade one of the people you say, you better make sure that comes back, and you're going to make up for that.
They need tacklers. They need someone who can tackle. Can you tackle?
No,
I need someone who can break through the offensive line. Maybe you can do that, crawl underneath them while Chris and Frank are working up front. I think they just need. It's the same thing with the offensive line. They just need young guys that they can develop. I think if you're going to re-sign someone on the defensive line, go re-sign Taco Charlton, not Passanio, not Okafor. You already got Wharton back. There's a lot of guys under contract still with the Chiefs. That's why I'm like, it's the worst thing to do. Maybe trade Frank Clark or Chris Jones. Maybe. That's a red button emergency alert thing. I don't think a lot of people would want to trade him. You could restructure Frank Clark's contract again. You can restructure his contract to free up some money.
Maybe we find that linebacker.
Chiefs did get away with playing small on defense.
Yeah, big guy who can tackle, linebacker, or an edge from in the draft. I mean, we could always do that.
Those reports yesterday from that you guys may have heard about J.J. Watt wanting $14, $15, $16 million. That came out from the Houston area or the Houston franchise. That didn't come from J.J. Watt's team. You know how we heard from Russell Wilson's group, the teams that he wanted to be traded to. We did not hear that number come from J.J. Watt's crew. We heard that come from Houston. So we really don't know how much Houston or what J.J. is really wanting. So if he wants to come play 1 year and do a ring chase with the Chiefs, I'm open to that. But you guys are absolutely right. They need a good edge presence and linebackers. They need someone that can actually get to the quarterback because there's no doubt that they can take away linemen through the middle. By that I mean people double teaming Frank Clark, Chris Jones. But yeah, you definitely need someone that can step up on the edge and get around while the offensive line is occupied with your superstars.
There's room for improvement. Sure, we have the best quarterback and some of the best offensive weapons, but the Super Bowl kind of showed the Achilles heel was showing up on the defensive end.
Yes.
So because we've had an average defense, maybe sometimes a little better than average, which is better than where the defense was 2-3 years ago. But hopefully that can still improve. So if we are going to trade someone like a Frank Clark, right? I hope we get someone who can be as important as a Frank Clark, important to us winning on whichever end it is. And I hope that isn't going for a receiver, but I don't think that would. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. I guess it's
Save the receivers for the drafts. Go get you a
Hey,
Jalen Dart.
you could get if you figure some things out free agency with the other needs. That means you have that first round pick. You're getting a receiver, second round pick. You're going to get a good receiver because we've heard that Jordan was saying that when he was on last week. There are a lot of good receivers kind of deep in this draft. Maybe some of them are a little faster and smaller than I would like,
Right.
but we could get a guy
They're
who
not
fits.
the big.
Yeah. You know why I want a taller. I'm not even saying super tall receiver. Just a regular size receiver because we already have the fast guys.
Mhm.
Just get that tall guy.
How do you guys feel about tight ends?
Getting a second-
Nick Kaiser and Kelsey are the only ones coming back next year, and Kaiser's on like an exclusive. He's like an exclusive free agent or something like that. Anyway, I think he's going to be coming back with the Chiefs and a practice squad player. But how do you guys feel about the tight end? We need a true number 2. We need a guy that can just block.
What if magically Kyle Pitts is at number 21? He's still
Then you
available.
take him. Then you
What if,
trade him.
no,
I
what if
wouldn't.
he's available? I'm saying he's in the 20s and he's available. The Chiefs call and go get him.
Yeah. At that point, yeah, you wouldn't. I don't think you'd be getting blocking tight end at that point, but you're getting a hell of a tight end.
He's either a receiving tight end or he's a 6'5" receiver.
He's a guy that you can line
So-
up. Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
So, and if we're going to use him as a receiver, and I mean, maybe he can still block. I think people are starting to say, hey, everyone's being down on him on blocking. Now, we're really talking like he's going to be available. This guy will probably be done in the top 10. But
yeah, and that's if he falls. We've seen crazier stuff happen in the draft. But looking at tight ends before we get to Bennett's question, because I know our mom's Googling. No, that's fine. That's good because I was thinking tight ends. You can go out and you can bring back Doug Dynasty from Jacksonville. Gerald Everett's a free agent this year from LA. I think he's on. No, he's an unrestricted free agent. So yeah, Blake Bell. You can go back and bring him back. Demetrius Harris is a free agent. I liked what we saw from him in the 1 year he played with Patrick Mahomes. Jake Butt, a guy, the Michigan product, who unfortunately has been dealing with injuries, and that's why his NFL career is kind of taking a step back, or wasn't able to take a step forward. He was a crazy good tight end in college, but yeah, he's going to be a free agent this year. Just thinking someone cheap that they could get anyone, but I just don't know. I didn't like anything that I saw from the back of the tight ends this year, other than because even from the blocking to the receiving, it was just all ugly. You got some coaches on the hot seat.
I'm just looking at all the coaches. I mean, personally, I think Fangio. I looked at a list that said who are the coaches on the hot seat.
Yeah.
I do think Denver's coach. I think they got to get rid of him. I don't know why they still have him. He's really old and he's really. You can tell he's it seems like a slow coach. And you have the weapons there. They think they got that fast receiver. They got a average team. They have who they think was their quarterback last year, and I don't know what they're doing now. You have although we hate the franchise, you have a franchise that has won before. So you got something there. I think he's my number one coach that I would think is on the hot seat.
No, what have we seen progressive come out of Denver since he's taken over as head coach? We've seen nothing progressive. We've seen them draft young receiver. We've seen them draft promising offensive weapons to go with Drew Lock, but none of that has come to fruition over there in Denver, and that's because of a weak offensive line and a defensive-minded head coach.
Mm-hmm. I think.
What do we talk about? When you go out and get your head coach, make sure he's on the same page with your quarterback.
You're right.
You probably shouldn't go out and get a defensive-minded head coach.
Exactly right. And I think Gase was already fired, but I think the other guy I would say is the first one of the people you mentioned, Carroll.
I think Gase is still a coach.
He's not a head coach.
Someone hired him. Shit, not as a head coach yet, but he's still. I'm saying he's still a coach.
What's his title? Well, what's his job? Or for what team? That's what I want to know.
Someone brought him on.
The thing about Pete Carroll, I think the only reason you would fire him is if you pick the quarterback over the coach in this little thing, which we see that usually doesn't happen. Belichick got picked over Brady for whatever reason.
and so on, right? That's the only reason I'd say Carroll would maybe be on the hot seat. If they really, because how much of this winning culture has been because of Wilson. So if they really want to let go of Carroll, they better let go of Carroll before they let go of Wilson.
That's what it was. Sorry, he hasn't officially joined yet, but he's been rumored to be joining the Patriots coaching staff.
And I mean, really, I feel like Mike Zimmer is the other guy. Another
Minnesota
coach, yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, they got to get a quarterback figured out. You know, maybe they got a little Alex Smith Chiefs going on. They just got to get a good coach, a better coach, because they got weapons.
Mhm.
They have a defense, right? They have a running back too, right? They got the weapons, the defense.
Yeah.
You have a quarterback that was average, that was okay, got you to the playoffs. You got to the playoffs last year. Now you maybe draft a quarterback one year. Maybe this year you get your quarterback. The Vikings, you got 2 hot receivers. You got a defense. And if you listen to me, you fire your coach.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could be.
That I think you just gave the Minnesota Vikings a blueprint for turning around their franchise if they want to stay relevant. Bieniemy to Minnesota, yeah. I was just saying Bieniemy to possibly Indianapolis to rejoin with former Chiefs executive Chris Ballard
Yeah, you've been saying that, yeah.
on a team. So yeah, 2 former Chiefs guys running the show in Indianapolis. Ballard and Bieniemy were in the Chiefs organization at the same time. I like that too, though. Bieniemy to Minnesota.
I think both would be cool, but I think they would need to do that before they draft their quarterback, whichever team it is, because we've learned that you should have that coach before you get that quarterback.
Yeah.
Because the last 2 times, here's the thing, the last 2 Super Bowl winners that had the quarterback before the coach were Peyton Manning's 2 Super Bowls and Ben Roethlisberger's last Super Bowl. Those are the only times. Those are 3 times that the Super Bowl winner was the quarterback before the coach. You want to talk Patriots, you want to talk Chiefs, you want to talk Seahawks, you want to talk New Orleans, Philadelphia, whichever team you want to say. Those are the only 3 quarterbacks since, I don't know, since in the last 20 years who won the Super. That makes sense?
Mm-hmm.
Who won the Super Bowl when they had their quarterback before their coach.
Who was the last
So that
Super
makes
Bowl?
sense. It's been Manning's 2 Super Bowls. He did that
Mhm.
because he won with his second coach on the Colts and his second coach on the Broncos. And then Roethlisberger won with Tomlin.
Second coach on the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're
But
saying
Roethlisberger had
saying-
already a ring.
right. But he still won with his second
Yeah,
coach.
so
Yeah, but Raj, you're right. Vikings haven't shown. I don't know when's the last time they drafted the quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater in 2015.
but they got a good team. You see what I mean? It's reminding me because they got that Kirk Cousins. They got a quarterback to fill the position, be average.
Mhm.
But if they really want to be great, I don't know.
Well, we got 12 minutes left, and then it'll be 12 minutes. I know you don't have a meeting today, but I got work.
Yeah, we're just shooting it. This is
What are you guys looking forward to the weekend? We could do our Golden Globe picks. I don't know if you guys have any interest in watching the Golden Globes this Sunday, or if you can watch it. I don't know if everybody watches a lot of TV or movies or stuff, but Tina Fey and Amy Poehler are hosting it, and that right there gets me excited because of their history of hosting shows together, especially the Golden Globes. They're funny people. Did you used to watch them when they were on SNL?
I don't
Those-
know about Golden Globes,
What?
but Golden Globes I've seen.
Right. They
They got a good repertoire.
repertoire. I don't know. I looked at my phone this morning because they had rescheduled them, and I was like, oh crap, that is this weekend. KU plays Baylor Saturday. How are you feeling about that one? It's senior night, or I guess it's the senior night leading up to the senior night that will happen against UTEP.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. If they won Texas, I would have been surprisingly, hey, this might be an upset. But they lost Texas. They could shock us. They could beat a tired Baylor. But, I mean, that's just me saying that because it is Kansas basketball. It is coached by Bill Self, and we've seen this team wake up before. Of course, he shows up now.
Arian?
No,
Steve.
Arian's in here.
No, I just heard you say, of course he shows up now.
No, it's It's the other.
Happy weekend, Bennett. Thanks for tuning in.
Happy weekend. Thanks. That was a good time.
He's been in the shower this whole time. I love that.
Oh.
Listening to coffee while in the shower. I wonder if the shower is a good place to drink your coffee. Terrell, we got 10 minutes left, by the way. He's not taking it off.
Well, I took my pants off in your room, so I don't know where you want to take my hat off. But
Yeah, I took my underwear off on your bed, Terrell.
Yeah, that's why I had my group meeting yesterday.
I said, I know how this show works. The morning stretch. The morning stretch is brought to you by.
What are you doing for lunch?
Leftovers.
Oh shoot, you got work. You're leaving.
Yeah, I got work, man. You're on your own for lunch. We can talk at dinner if you want. Terrell, you got any NBA midseason awards? I know Armand has his MVP pick. Embiid or Jokic? Who's the MVP right now, Armand? Oh, come on.
I think Jokic right now has MVP. That doesn't mean he will win MVP.
Why does he have MVP?
Because
I think it's a great argument.
there's a few stats that have shown to have a pattern with the NBA MVP. Like the NBA MVPs, more often than not, and by more often than not, 6 of the last 7 or 10 of the last 12.
Skip.
The thing is, but this is what I want to say. I'm not saying Embiid won't be MVP, but right now, because of those stats, Jokic is number 1 in all of them, and wins added. And a stat named after a great player by the name of LeBron James. A stat is called LeBron. And in box plus minus, if you like that. Those, of course, could just be numbers, but Jokic is leading in all 3.
All 3 what?
In all 3 stats.
What stats?
Wins added.
That's an important stat. That means every time when he plays, he has the highest contribution of wins to his teams than the other MVP candidates. That sounds pretty important.
Mm-hmm.
What's the other one?
Box plus minus.
What's box plus minus?
Based on his box score.
That sounds important too.
Sounds important.
Stats matter with the MVP award.
And third,
What's third?
it's based on this stat's super confusing. So you don't need to understand the stat. You just need to understand they made it because this
I will
player
try
is
to understand it.
so great that people try and embody this player in this generation of basketball. That stat is called LeBron. So if he has the highest LeBron stat, higher than LeBron himself, but that's just right now. That could change. Stats can change.
But right now, Jokic is
Jokic, yeah.
Jokic.
But,
Jokic.
Embiid could be there. But here's the one thing. I noticed that since 1989, only 3 times has the MVP not been on a top 2 team in the playoffs, a top 2 ranked team in the playoffs. I don't know where Denver's going to be. And those 3 are Russell Westbrook, Steve Nash, one of the times, and Tim Duncan, one of the times.
Timmy?
They were Nash and Duncan. Those times are 3 seeds, and Westbrook was a 6 seed. Usually they're 2 seeds, 1 or 2. Actually, usually 1, but 1 or 2. This guy.
This guy sounds smart to me.
This guy, yeah. This guy's doing shit, yeah.
I see no lies.
Yeah, right.
This guy's got stats to back up his statement. I see no lies.
Yeah. Zach LaVine.
Doc,
I've seen some things.
Now this is great. This is Quinn Snyder or Doc. It's Doc to me because Quinn Snyder is a cheater and he'll always be a cheater. And he put a defamed the Missouri name. How dare he? I hate Quinn Snyder.
If they get that number 1 seed in the West, I think it's Snyder.
Yeah, it's Snyder if they get the number 1 because the West is a tougher conference. It's all right. Jazz are back, baby. They're making music over there in Utah. It's all right.
Boring place to make you. Why couldn't they just move Kansas?
The show's in LA
Kansas
still.
City Jazz.
No, it's because we're getting Sacramento's team. We're gonna be called the Kansas City Crowns.
Crown Center.
Crown Center, right next to Crayola Cafe.
They took that away.
They took away Crayola
Yeah,
Cafe.
it's not a thing about it.
The restaurant with the fruits and the pipes,
Yeah, Crayola Cafe.
or the tubes. What's that? That's at Crown Center.
Yeah.
Crown Center, T-Mobile Center, Kansas City Crowns. You got to go to the dentist appointment to get your crown filled.
The center of the country.
KC Woso is now the KC Hearts. What? Because they play with their hearts while the other teams are playing with their courage.
So, inshallah, one day Kansas City gets that NBA team, whenever it is. What do you want it to be? What's the team name?
Oh yeah, I wonder if that's a question for the audience too. I'm sure a lot of us thought about
Because
that.
I know we've always thought Kansas City Monarchs.
Kansas City Turbos.
You know what I think? The KC Moguls. You know why? Because of our mafia history.
Yeah,
But
I
no
watched a
one
movie- I
likes
watched a
them.
movie on the mafia history on Amazon.
In Kansas City?
Yeah, just Danny watched it. Steven St. John was in it for like a minute or two.
About what?
It's about the mafia history in Kansas
Oh,
City.
but he knows about it?
What?
He knows about Stephen St. John?
Yeah. Well, no, he was an actor in it.
Oh.
He acted in it. Yeah, role. He played one of the mafia members.
I personally like the Moguls, but no one else likes
That
them.
just sounds. Hey, you want to go watch the Moguls play? Hey,
Okay.
you want to go on a date to the Moguls game?
Okay, so what's a different name then?
Kansas City Wall Paint. Kansas City Painters. That's not. Kansas City Bricks. That's not a good basketball name. Kansas City Turbos. Kansas City Speed. Kansas City Brigade. I always liked the Brigade name. But I just thought Kansas City Crowns. Kansas City. I guess no one had a name for the Kansas City NBA team.
See, it's
None of our
easy.
five is yours.
It's easy to say Moguls is bad, but it's hard to think of, and you didn't even say it's bad, but it's just hard to think of a.
I see
another
why
option.
you would go with the Moguls.
Thank you.
Well, I understand it because of the history and everything, but
I liked it.
I just don't think it flows off the tongue.
Okay.
Mogul skiing? You know, there's mogul skiing.
You know what does
Freestyle.
fall off the tongue? KC Monarchs, but I don't think that'll be.
No, that name's already taken.
So Kansas City.
Plus, it's base. Yeah.
Kansas City.
Did we bring? No, Wizards are an NBA team already.
Yeah.
Kansas City.
When I was younger,
Kansas City Shy Guys.
I thought
We're just some shy guys. Kansas City Diamonds.
I used to think Cyclones.
Brought to you by Jocelyn's Jewelry.
Kansas City Diamonds.
That's gonna be our sponsor. That's gonna be the sponsor of the first year. Jocelyn's Jewelry. The best is yet to come for this team.
Kansas City Diamonds. The KC
This loss
Diamonds.
was brought to you by Jocelyn's Jewelry. Don't worry, fans.
Well,
the best
what's-
is yet to come.
What if it's a barbecue name? This article's from
Kansas
2007.
City sauce.
They said KC Masterpiece.
What would your mascot be? A bottle of barbecue then?
I would love that. I think it would be really fun. Maybe it's more of a 1 week funny thing than you want that to be your team.
Right. Kansas City masterpiece. I just don't know what the logo. I guess Sporting KC is a dog.
Yeah, we've looked.
You just need a friendly mascot.
Kansas City, because I feel like they want to make it pertaining to the city.
Kansas City Skylights. Kansas City Skyline. Kansas City Fountains. The fountain. We have a section called the Fountain of Youths that they open up for kids who, open up for kids. You have the Kansas City Blue Crew, Royals Blue Crew.
The KC Fountains.
KC
And what's
Fountains.
a cooler name for fountain? Water. Kansas City.
Kansas City Water.
Kansas City water.
Kansas City Hydration.
Kansas City precipitation.
Mm.
See, if you can't think of a barbecue name, we can't do Monarchs. Then
You
what else is about our city? The Kansas City. It was Interstate, the KC Interstate.
What about just Kansas City Mafia?
The Kansas City Mafia?
Yeah,
You would.
not Moguls, but Mafia.
Moguls.
Moguls.
You think they would allow us to be called Mafia?
Why not?
I don't know. I feel like that. I don't know.
You could call someone Raiders and Vikings. What's wrong with
Yeah, I mean, I would
Mafia.
take the KC Mafia.
Nico? What would you 40 seconds? What would you name your Kansas City NBA team? Oh man, if the topic is Marco's got to go to work, and we're coming up with an NBA team name for Kansas City.
I said KC Moguls.
I'm saying KC Mafia.
I mean,
And we're going to
the reason I said I would feel like Moguls
Kansas
and
City
Mafia
Gunners.
is the same thing. Gunners. What are some famous things that happened to
It's like
Jesse
Family
James, the Kansas City Outlaws.
Kansas City Outlaws.
KC
Knights,
Coyotes.
KC Coyotes, KC Knights,
But I just don't want to support a team called the Coyotes.
KC Cicadias,
I'd love a cool name.
Kansas City Spiders, if Cleveland doesn't take it for their baseball team.
What
Kansas
if
City,
they?
Kansas
What
City
if,
Coffee?
what if it's not even called Kansas City, like Golden State? What if it's the Interstate Basketball Team?
Well, they're still the Warriors.
Yeah, but it's Golden State, not California, not Oakland, not San Francisco. They're called Golden State. Is there a city called Golden State?
No. Well, California is nicknamed the Golden State.
Oh, thank you. So what is Kansas City nicknamed?
City of Fountains.
So the Fountain City Basketball Team.
What if it's KCFC or FCKC?
FCKC!
Kansas City Iron Horses for the railway. My dad, Danny Falcon, would like that one very
Iron
much.
Horses? That's
That's a
creative.
bad name.
That's
a bad name.
creative.
Yeah.
The Iron Horses. That could be a new.
This is why we go to Araj for the important
That
stuff.
could be a new tomahawk chop. If it's not the tomahawk chop, it's the hammer for the iron, right?
A little less controversial.
Yeah, but you do two hands instead of one. Because how do you hold a hammer?
I mean, it depends. I don't know. I didn't work on the railroad, but my great grandpa built track for the railroads.
So Iron Horses doesn't roll off the tongue, but
KC Iron Horses.
I think it's cool.
I think it's cool. KC Iron.
It's my second choice after Moguls.
It's my second choice after Mafia.
Okay. But you know what? I like that we agree that it should be a mafia-related name.
What about KC Pinstripes? Because they used to wear pinstripe suits.
The mafia did? Yeah, you're right. Ooh, KC Pinstripe. I gotta write this down.
I gotta get lunch. I gotta get dressed. I'm still in my pajamas. I gotta go to work.
We got Kansas City Iron Horses, KC Moguls, KC Iron Horses.
All right. As always. Oh wait, are we done? Yeah, because I gotta get ready for work.
Okay, we're done.
All right. Back on Monday. As
What was
always.
the third one? Moguls, Iron Horses.
Knights,
No.
Coyotes, Mafia.
What did you just say?
KC Smoke for the barbecue. Raj just said that. You want to get?
You want the smoke?
KC Smoke is perfect.
Okay, burnt ends, something off that brisket. Pinstripes.
Pinstripes, KC Smoke, KC Moguls,
Okay, you know I'll put your guys' Mafia,
KC Iron Horses. I love it. NBA.
Smoke.
Hey, this also is if anybody wants to invest in a soccer team overseas, it's only like $30,000. So if you want to be a pot owner in SC Santa Claus,
Coyotes.
contact us today.
I like Pinstripes, Iron Horses, and Moguls.
As always, Shots 5 is sponsored by Jezik Woodworks. And first sip of the day. Now the last. Is brought to you by Samples from the Sunroom. And this is Coffee's On with Armand and Marco. We'll see you guys next Monday. Maybe we'll have a name ready for you. Maybe we'll talk Golden Gloves. Maybe we'll talk.
I like that. Moguls, Iron Horses, Pinstripes, and then I put
Mafia, Smoke, Knights, Coyotes.
those aren't the ones. I would like barbecue related.
I'm waiting for you to say bye to the
Oh,
audience.
see you guys later. Well, I'm still gonna be talking about this.
Oh, I'll just leave you on.
No, you don't. No, you can.
You can talk to the people.
No, I think we're done. See you guys later.